This podcast is brought to you by the Foundation for World Harmony and by Shattered Justice.
Come with me to discover the transformative power of kindness and the joy it brings. Join me as we explore every Monday morning simple yet profound ways to elevate your happiness, one gesture at a time.
Wow, fantastic baby, dance. I'm gonna dance. Fantastic baby.
Welcome to episode 32 of the Complete Guide to Happiness. And I hope you're happy, and I hope this series of great interviews with fantastic ambassadors of kindness put a smile on your face, opened your eyes to certain things. It's a good possibility that this episode is just going to be me talking to you. And I do a lot of talking, especially to inanimate objects. I've been traveling 5 years on what I call the Befantastic the Befantastic World Tour. I want to do the Befantastic African Tour. And it's just all about trying to save the planet from the insanity of humanity. And there's not enough happy people. They say 70% of humans are depressed. Well, we're gonna address that in this episode, because if you're depressed, that probably means you're putting a lot of negative shit in your head, thinking about all the problems instead of thinking about all the solutions, thinking about how negative everything is. People blame everybody and everything but themselves. And I hate the blame game. I did a piece the other day on blame. I just I don't agree with blame. But you can't blame yourself if you're not happy. No one's going to make you happy. You got to decide that you want to be happy, and look at the things that have made you happy in the past, and maybe you can reinvent them. It makes me happy to go out and water my garden and get fresh tomatoes and carrots. It makes me happy to share my advice and my experiences, my wisdom with the people I meet. Thank you for tuning in. I was asked to host this podcast. I hosted a TV show in Belize, a radio show in LA, and it's always about putting out positive vibes, making people smile. You got to smile, and if you're not smiling, you're gonna fall into depression. It's not a good thing to be depressed, to be stressed. I always say stress is all your fault. It's really all your fault, because you're looking at all the negative. There's a silver lining to every cloud. I can't let myself, and I won't let myself see negative. I just won't allow it. There's loud music coming from the college next door, and there's over 1,000 kids in that college, and they're having the most fantastic time, because they're screaming and hopping and hollering, and you can just tell they're having a lot of fun. And my neighbor says it drives him crazy. The loud music, the screaming. Me, not that doesn't bother me in the least, because I know they're having fun, and I ignore it. Like, I ignore children crying on planes. You can let everything upset you and be miserable, or you can let nothing upset you and be happy. This is the complete guide to happiness. If you've followed my thousands of videos on Be Fantastic YouTube, it's always about positivity and kindness, which leads to happiness. Be kind to yourself and you'll be happier. Be kind to others and you'll be happier. Be kind to Mother Earth, and the earth and you will be happier. What was it? Abraham Lincoln said, people make their minds up to be happy or to not be happy, something like to that effect. Oh, by the way, the richest guy in the world, I think it was J. Paul Getty at the time, was a miserable son of a bitch. He was greedy. He was, I don't want to say evil, but all he cared about was money, and he had a lot of money. He even put so he had a big phone bill because he had lots of guests, and it was for a billionaire $800. I don't know if that's a lot of money, but he saw that bill and decided to put in a payphone in his mansion. And on his deathbed, he said, they asked him what he would change, and he said, "I would give up the majority, not all." That's a very key word there. He said he would give up the majority of his money to be happy. There's a lot of rich people, and I know a lot of them, super billionaires, that aren't happy. There's a lot of celebrities that aren't happy. And there's a lot of people that aren't happy. And that's not a good thing. It's a terrible thing. And so I'm doing all I can to put out good information. I've been on the planet 7 decades now. I think I know what I'm talking about. Oh, actually, I know what I'm talking about, because people, the smartest people in the world I've met, and they agree. I've been fortunate to meet the richest and the poorest and the smartest and the dumbest and the most incredible human beings. And right now we have 11,520 ambassadors of kindness, people who have agreed to be kind to themselves, be kind to others, and be kind to Mother Earth. Those 3 commitments solve all the problems in the world. They really, literally do. The 10 commandments fit into the 3. The second one, be kind to all others. That stops war, violence, raping, killings, teasing, lying, bullying, all the horrible things man does. And man does a lot of horrible things. Man is destroying our planet, and in a short time too. I mean, dinosaurs ruled for 600 million years, and we, as inhabitants of this big blue marble in the sky, in a couple of 100 years, have really destroyed a lot. I mean, we polluted our streams, our rivers, our lakes, our oceans, our seas, the atmosphere, the land, and now outer space. We have to take accountability for our actions. So it's very important to be kind. I mean, I now have I decided to do more on Instagram, which is an interesting platform. It makes it a lot easier than doing YouTube. I don't like doing the same thing all the time. I really don't. It just that's probably why I worked in 100 different fields in my life. From construction to the movie business to the post-production business to charity to you name it. I mean, it's been quite a wild ride, and I haven't really never experienced a challenge. I think everything's so easy, because if you get a job, they show you how to do the job their way, no matter whatever college education you have. So I'm doing it my way, and I know people are happy about it. My advice anyway. I mean, it holds true. And the children are our future, and I'm hoping that our global kindness pledge will be initiated. It's not political, it's not commercial, because this is my gift to the world. This platform will always be free. Oh, by the way, I digest. Instagram is Befantastic.02. And it's just a lot easier than doing these recordings and what have you. But I'm still gonna do the complete guide to happiness, because this is a great forum to interview my fantastic ambassadors. Kind of hard to nail them down because everyone's busy. I mean, people don't have the time to even read their welcome letter from our foundation. But to those that do, they really get it, and they become involved, and they become an admin in one of our groups. My goal is to have a WhatsApp group in every city on the planet. We've got like 1,400 cities now, about 800 WhatsApp groups. Just spreading kindness, I mean, it goes a long way, and it will make you happy. Doing random acts of kindness will make you happy. And a lot of people, when they're introduced to this, kindness revolution. And I asked them to follow the 3 commitments to kindness. And they said, being kind won't feed my family, but going out and stealing will. And that's unfortunate. But I always tell people that are hungry and they're asking for a handout, go out and volunteer. Volunteer makes you feel fantastic, and then you'll probably get fed. Most times when you volunteer, they at least give you something to drink or eat. So volunteering is a good thing. Just be kind. I think kindness leads to happiness. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have a guest today on this show. I could talk for hours about the 3 commitments to kindness. Oh, by the way, the Global Kindness Pledge. Let's get back to that. Saying it yourself will build your self-confidence. Obviously, saying it in classrooms, which is my goal, will build the children's self-confidence. It also creates energy to the room. It fosters camaraderie, because at one point you're asked to point to your friend and say you are fantastic in the pledge, and I'm going to say it in a second here. It really teaches you the value of the word fantastic, which is an amazing word. It's one of my favorite words, of course. And they call me Dr. Fantastic. I'm not a doctor. Actually, I'm getting an honorary doctorate, but they call me Dr. Fantastic because I have the prescription for a happier and longer life. And that's be kind. Follow the 3 commitments. So the Global Kindness Pledge is really my main focus to get it into schools, and it's showing tangible results in Nigeria, mostly. A couple other countries. And it goes like this, and I want you to repeat it after me if you don't mind. I've done this a couple times on the shows, and anyone who's watched all episodes, boy, I would love to hear from you. That would be amazing if you really did. But at any rate, repeat after me with passion and conviction. I pledge to be kind to and love myself. How's that feel? Feels pretty good, huh? I pledge to be kind to and strive to love all others. I pledge to be kind to, love, and respect our Mother Earth. We are all fantastic. That's when you point to your friend in the class and say, you are fantastic. And you finish it by saying, I am fantastic. Saying I am fantastic is really important, because as Rene Descartes once said, I think, therefore I am. So I put out the 30-day challenge. Say I am fantastic out loud with conviction 3 times a day for 30 days. Your life will change. You'll believe more in yourself. You'll have more self-confidence. You'll just feel better. I mean, the word fantastic is magical. It has energy, positivity, kindness, and love in it. Saying good to the answer, are you good? Or how are you? Okay, let me address how are you. I did a thing on Instagram about how are you. Everybody gets asked if they run into a human being, how are you? Now, typically people don't really care, and they don't have the time to hear the answer, because some people take it literally. Oh yeah, I have this pain in my arm, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor said this and that, and then I put on a brace, and then do people really have the time to hear that? Your mother does, but typically people are just saying, how are you, as a greeting. Now, I'm going to give you a little history lesson. How the question "how are you" came about. They had a thing in many years ago, about 673 years, I believe, called the Black Plague, also known as the bubonic plague, and it killed hundreds of millions of people. And if you got close to someone back then, you died. So back then, you'd yell to your friend, "How are you?" from a great distance. And there was only 2 answers back then. He or she either said, "I've got it," and everybody knew what that meant, or they said, "I'm well. I'm well. I don't have the plague." So I really recommend that you say, "I am fantastic," whether you are or not. Let's say you're feeling down. Do you really want to tell people that you're feeling down? Does that help them? Do you really want to pat on the shoulder that you're feeling down? First of all, you shouldn't be feeling down, because it's all your fault if you're feeling down. But when you say you're fantastic, it releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, which make you feel and look fantastic. And that's important. to feel fantastic because you come first. There's an analogy if, on an airplane. It says if the oxygen mask drops, put it on first, then help others. Because if you're not happy, or if you're not well, or if you're not alive, you can't be of service to your family, your business, your community, the world, or yourself. Your happiness comes first. You come first. And that's not a selfish thing. I'm not saying you only come first. You must come first to help others. And helping others, well, I tell you, we wouldn't have wars. It's the golden rule. Be kind to others. Treat people like you want to be treated. It'll be a happier life if people would just listen to me. And it's the problem is it's free. The kindness revolution, everything I'm doing is free. And there's an old saying that says nothing in life is free, but I'm going to prove in history that there's an exception to the rule, and that's the kindness revolution that I'm dedicating my life to do shows like this, do the Be Fantastic 002 Instagram, to do at Dr. Fantastic 1954 on X. I think TikTok is B_Fantastic_Today. I've got all the social medias. Google Be Fantastic. I think you'll see a couple of things on it. And I do shows like this. I was asked to host this show. I like to make my life easy, so I don't do scheduled meetings. Well, if I was to do it live, like they asked me to do originally, that's a lot of stress because then you're hoping that the internet works, you're hoping that the person's on time, and you have to. There's a lot of variables that can make things go wrong. So I invite my guests on their schedule because I have an open schedule. Because all I want to do right now is save the world from the insanity of humanity, and so then right now I'm not getting anyone because everyone's busy. Everyone's so busy, but they have time to scroll on Facebook and Instagram, and that's good if it makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy. Actually, the other day I got addicted on Instagram, and because there's so many fantastic things they're showing on Instagram with the new AI. I've seen videos of the most beautiful women. Of course, they're computer generated from all the countries, saluting in formation from all many countries, and they're doing many variations on that. Someone's putting a bit of time and effort into putting out pretty videos like that. I've seen automobiles morphed from early 1900s, 1800s even, to the modern age, to see a Mercedes or a Volkswagen or other brands morph through the models, because in 70 years I've seen a few models change, so it's amazing what they're doing with AI. And then of course you see Putin and Trump in different outfits dancing, and it's crazy because you can't. There's a saying that you believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see. You don't know what to believe anymore. I mean, it's the oligarchs and the elite that are feeding you information through the news, negative shit. They don't want you people thinking like me. They really don't, because I'm breaking the system. I'm breaking the mold. I didn't work the 8 to 5 that the elite want you to do, because that makes them a lot of money. War makes them a lot of money. COVID made them a lot of money. I'm really disappointed in humanity, and that's why I'm on this mission. And I appreciate if you're listening to this, and hopefully you take it to heart and you want to help, because helping is a fantastic thing. And if I'm going to save the planet from the insanity of humanity, I'm going to need a lot of help. So you can help by going to worldkindnesslist.com and put in your first name only. I think the world should be addressed by first name. Put your first name if you're a student or if you have a profession, and your city and your country, and that's it. We don't need your contact information. We don't, unless you want to get involved, because it's just, if everyone commits to the 3 commitments, be kind to yourself, others, and the planet, our problems are solved. They really literally are. But to get involved, you can join a group. We have 800 WhatsApp groups sharing kindness, no politics, no business, and no religion. Although we have groups for those. We have all religions are fantastic for people who want to talk about God and things like that. We have business is fantastic group, which obviously is networking. I want people to network. And we have a UFO group, we have college groups, and we have and all those special groups like all religions and business where you can chat, because the regular groups, if you join one, are not chat groups. They're not, because imagine, and a lot of people do it, they say hello in the chat. Well, imagine 300 people in a group, and we have groups with 300 people, and everyone says hello. You would leave it. I mean, it's ridiculous. So they're for delivering my motivational quotes that I put out every day. They're delivering and for sharing positive information, no negativity, and no religion, politics, or business in these groups. Just positive stuff. They tried the Good News Network in America a while ago, and it flopped because people don't want good news. They want horrific news, how many people died, how many disasters there were. And for some reason, humans just love pain and suffering. Now they like to end each broadcast with a little bit of good news. But as I call it, the insanity of humanity, throughout the ages, mankind has done horrible things to mankind. Let's take the gladiator days. Well, the family packed up their, on Sunday, they packed up their lunch for an outing at the Coliseum. And I could see the guy saying to his wife and his kids, today we're going to have so much fun. There's 5 of the top gladiators, and they're going to fight lions and tigers and bears. And there's a couple gladiators who are going to fight to the death. There's going to be so much death and destruction. What a wonderful day we're going to have. People were born, lived, and died in that era when it was just normal to go and see men get their heads chopped off. I mean, is that not insane? And then they had another example is burning smart women because they were smart, burn them as witches because they were talking about things that hadn't occurred yet, and they're just great thinkers. And then there's Hitler, and then there's Vlad the Impaler, and I made a list one time of all the worst 10 worst people and the 10 kindest people. I don't know if I have that list anymore. It's amazing how many horrible people there have been in the world and still are. We live in a big world, so many people. And I know it's an idealistic thing for me to try to save the planet, but if you can save one person in your life, make one person happy, you've done fantastic. Really have. And by the testimonials I've received through the years, I put a lot of smiles on people's faces. And a lot of people, once they adopt Fantastic, the word, it changes their lives. There's one gentleman that's, he heard of me in Belize because I have the big Be Kind sign program there. And I met him here in Antigua, and him and his family just adore the Fantastic philosophy. He wanted me to help him start a resort in the beach here, El Paradon. But I said no, because that's work. I'm done with working. And he named the beach Fantastic Beach. It's on Google, Fantastic Beach in El Paradon, Guatemala. So, and people are naming their restaurants Fantastic, and they're using the word fantastic. It really does work. Be fantastic. It puts a smile on your face. So again, you could watch the news and be miserable, which I don't recommend. It's propaganda. You don't know what to believe anymore. I thought you could always believe the internet. Now you can't. And that's propaganda. It's, the people that are living in a jungle without communication, I think they're living a pretty happy life. They dance at night around the fire. There's a lot to be said for ignoring, and a lot of people ignore the bad news or ignore news. And a lot of people say, I got to be up to date on all the disasters. You really need to know how many people died today, how many natural disasters there were, how many man-made disasters there were, how many protests there are in the world, how many wars are going on. Now another war with looks like India and Pakistan. Can't we all just get along? It's just horrific, the bad things that are going on.
Welcome to the Be Fantastic channel, where you will find many fantastic interviews with amazing people,
Visit the top world museums,
incredible zoos,
beautiful national parks.
special events, and much more.
These videos are designed to educate,
Inspire.
motivate, and entertain you.
We hope you will enjoy them.
Join the Be Fantastic philosophy.
Please subscribe.
Like and share.
Pope died. A lot of people are depressed about that. There's going to be a new pope soon. And, you know, the 1.2 billion Catholics, they kind of follow the 10 Commandments, right? And I hope that they would endorse the 3 Commandments, because no one can remember the 10 Commandments. Nobody can remember. I mean, I've met a lot of people in this, in my life. And in the last 5 years, I've asked them if they could recite the 10 Commandments. And people get to about 8, you know. But the children that hear my speeches never forget the 3 Commandments. Be kind to yourself, be kind to all others, be kind to Mother Earth. 3 commitments that will save the planet. And so it's my mission, and I hope you'll invite one person. If the 11,500 people that we have today invited one person, it's 22,000, 23,000. And you don't need to be in a group. You don't need to, if you go to worldkindnesslist.com, to put your WhatsApp or your email. But what you do need to do is be part of this community of like-minded people that want to make the world a better place, that don't want nuclear war, and that which is possible. You know what I call it, the insanity of humanity, to have enough nuclear arsenal in the world to destroy it to destroy the world over 1,000 times. If that's not insane, I don't know what is, you know. And there was a funny Instagram that I saw today about hate, and he went through all the countries that hate each other. India hates Pakistan, this country hates that, North Korea hates South Korea, and he went through the whole list of hundreds of countries that hate. And then at the end, he said, everyone hates America. And then the only country that nobody hates is Canada. That was a pretty funny bit. You know, laughter is literally the best medicine. You know, you live an hour longer when you laugh. You literally, that's science. You know, the 3 Commitments are backed by science, you know, because words do matter. Words affect water. They're backed by thousands of people and logic. But knowing that, telling people to have a fantastic day, or you look fantastic, or you did a fantastic job, knowing that word fantastic, words matter. Words affect water. Look up the Kyoto water study. They've proved that kind words affect water, and bad words affect water. And they looked at the water being treated kindly or treated harshly under a microscope. And when you look at the water under a microscope from the bad things, even writing bad words on the glass of the water, the molecules of the water are distorted and look like mud. But when water is treated kindly, it looks like snowflakes, and it's pristine, and it's beautiful. So that means if you're saying bad words to someone and yelling at children, not only is their mental state affected, their physical state is affected. So you're affecting physicality with words. Play hard rock and roll to a plant and it probably will die. I'm pretty sure it does die. So sounds, we're all one, we're all frequency, you know, and we're learning so much about, you know, mankind and existence. And now we have quantum entanglement has been proven. We're all connected. We're all one. And I think the only way we're all going to come together as one is when aliens do finally show themselves. But if you think about it, aliens are really, really smart. And they may have been here before mankind, and they may be living under the oceans or in the center of the earth. The jury's out on that. But if you were walking down the street and you see a bunch of ants, are you going to stop and try to talk to them? No. That's my feeling on how aliens would look at us, because humans are the dumbest creatures on the planet. And you can't argue that. You cannot argue that. No one I've ever met can argue that. I mean, we're the only species that kill one another. Well, not the only species, but the predominant one. We're the only ones polluting to a great extent our planet, and not being accountable for our actions and doing horrendous things. As an example, I always gave the story of these two guys that have a company, and they paid a lot of money to have their toxic chemicals removed from their facility, paying millions of dollars to have that done, to protect the planet, which is nice. And then they get together and they say, listen, we could just dump it in the stream and we'll save millions of dollars. Isn't that a fantastic idea? And people will actually think like that, because it goes downstream away from them. But to others, people are just thinking of themselves. And that's why the greed thing is one of my pet peeves. It's such a greedy world. I mean, I just saw another report that through the three individuals, I think it was Musk, well, it doesn't really matter names. Let's just say there's three individuals that are extremely wealthy. Since the president got elected, they've all made hundreds of billions of dollars since the election. And of course, a lot of people are worse off. But the point is that those three individuals have more wealth than, what was it, 70% of America? I mean, I've seen how much money these people have, and they don't want to pay taxes because that costs them a lot of money. So greed causes poverty, because if all the greedy people in the world were to pay their taxes, we could probably feed everybody. It's just so many problems out there. And I don't like to talk about the negativity. I like to talk about how we can move ahead in our evolutionary state. I mean, I hope we don't destroy the planet. And it could be natural disasters. I don't know if you guys know about the what a CME is. It's a coronal mass ejection. It's like a solar flare, but a lot worse. And they happen naturally. And the big ones have the capability of knocking out all the electricity on the planet. And it actually happened once on our planet in the 1800s. All the electricity on the planet went out, literally. But the only electricity on the planet was the telegraph. And it was repaired within months. Now imagine another CME coming. Now, we almost became back to the dark ages, extinct, maybe I want to put it that way, in 2012. I remember everybody calling for the end of the world on 2012, something like that, as a prophecy. And we came within 12 days of actually becoming extinct. What happened was a CME came by, and here's the sun, here's the CME. No, here's the sun, here's our Earth. And the CME was coming towards Earth, and we just moved out of the path by 12 days of that CME. Had it hit, all electricity would have gone out. Do you know what happens when all the electricity goes out? Unless you're on a farm with a stream nearby or on a lake, you're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, because you have no communication, you have no firemen, no refrigeration. Hospitals won't be able to function. You can't get any money. There's no green lights and red lights anymore. It's the worst thing that could ever happen in history if we lose electricity. The worst thing, because we're all dependent on electricity. We all are. So there's guys and girls out there called preppers that are preparing for the worst. They build bunkers and they store food and they because if you don't have a gun when the shit hits the fan, to protect your family, because water is the most precious resource, and they're going to go after your water for sure. Now, of course, this isn't. I'm not talking about a happy scenario here, because this is the complete guide to happiness. But to be happy is to prepare for electricity outages. They happen anyway. Have candles, have stored foods, have lots of water. So just be prepared. I mean, if it does, I watch a lot of disaster movies, and if everyone knew the world was going to end in a month, it would be chaotic. But it's better not to know. So if you can enjoy the last 30 days, living every day as you should, with happy thoughts, doing happy things that make you happy. Whatever's making you happy, keep doing it, and find more things that'll make you happy. I love to sing, makes me happy. I love to dance, makes me happy. Love to eat, makes me very happy. Love to cook, makes me happy. There's a lot of things that make me happy. Doing this makes me happy. Talking to inanimate objects makes me happy. I'm hoping that these words fall on happy ears. And this is the complete guide to happiness. I have no idea how long I've been talking, because I think this is going to be the episode for the week. Because I'm not going to stress myself if I don't get a guest. It's not the end of the world. And, maybe I'm saying some things that put a smile on your face. There certainly is a lot of things to make you smile. There's these memes. I don't know if they're memes. And kind of like, it's just like stick figures. And they say the funniest damn things. I can't remember all of them. But one was, what did the egg say to the boiling water? I don't know. What did he say? Well, he said, "I'm not sure I'm going to get hard because I got laid by a chick this morning." Something like that. This one guy said, I'm never good at, not great at telling jokes. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed this small dissertation on happiness. And maybe I'll have a short interview come in today or tomorrow. And but be happy. There's a song called "Don't Worry, Be Happy." I love that song. A lot of positive things in the world. We have to focus on those things. I hope you're not depressed. If you are, stop thinking of all the bad things. Because thinking positive manifests positive action. Thinking negative manifests negative actions. Believe in yourself, love yourself unconditionally, and know that it's all going to work out. I know it's all going to work out. It's people take it too serious. Life has a way of working out. Everything, I think it's destiny. Everything happens as it should, when it should. If I'm not supposed to have a guest this week, I'm not supposed to have a guest. It's not the end of the world. And hopefully you enjoyed listening to me. But definitely, I think I'm going to focus on Instagram for a bit. Befantastic.Today is the channel. I'm going to put out a lot more positive information. On my 2,000 videos on YouTube, some fantastic stories. I had series. I always would do series, and I don't keep doing everything all the time. And it was incredible, fantastic things that I've done and experienced in my life, and sometimes unbelievable. I'll finish this with one story that's true. It was in the early 80s. My French friend and I got drunk at a place called at the third busiest airport in the world, Van Nuys Airport, 94th Aero Squadron. I became a pilot at 17 at that airport. At any rate, so we got drunk. I had a motorcycle at the time, and I was working with the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo, which became Oingo Boingo, a big band, and then Danny Elfman, the lead, is one of the biggest scorers in the world. So I was their assistant manager. That was kind of fun. One of my 100+ gigs. At any rate, so we got drunk, and we're going back because that's in the valley, back to I think I was living in Venice at the time, and we were speeding. We got pulled over by 2 cops, And we got off the bike, and one cop's interrogating him because he was driving. He asked to drive. I said, okay. And the other one, I said, I have to go take a pee. Do you mind if I go take a pee? And he said, I can't tell you can do that. So I went over to the bushes, took a pee, came back. And we didn't have our licenses on us. We were drunk and we're speeding. And so I said to the one cop, I said, I'm single. I travel a lot. It's hard to keep track of everything. I don't have my registration. And I guess he took it as a brag. And this is his exact words. And I promise you, he probably tells this story because you won't probably believe it yourself. And he says, after hearing me, I guess, brag that I'm single and traveling, having fun, he said, oh, I don't have any fun. I'm married. And he said it sarcastically, obviously. Hopefully he has some fun. And I said to him, in verbatim, this is what I said to him. I looked in his eyes and says, what do you mean you don't have any fun? Your wife's a lot of fun. And my friend just about shit his pants when he heard that. Guess what happened? You would think we went to jail, maybe got beat by the cops, which happens quite often today. They cut us loose, didn't give us a ticket. I don't remember if he laughed. I don't think he laughed. And when we got on that motorcycle, when you laugh so hard that your cheeks hurt and they cramp up, we laughed for 45 minutes. And he couldn't believe what I said. I still today can't believe, well, I was drunk. So you say things when you're drunk, it's not too smart, and it's not too smart to get drunk. But, we all make mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, and I'm hoping people learn from my mistakes. I certainly don't recommend saying that line, but I got to believe that was the best line he ever heard, because it got us out of jail. We should have gone to jail. We were drunk driving. That's against the law. And what's a shame about back then is I got released many, many times in my life for speeding and doing all kind of different things. And one day, some cop let someone, because they were feeling bad for him for being drunk, let them loose and said, go home, drive home. That person got in an accident. And because America's middle name is Sue, he sued the police department for not arresting him. Because had he been arrested, he would have not had the accident. So that stops police from being kind. That one person, that one greedy person, it was his own stupid fault, I mean, I did a series, not a series, a broadcast on it. It's all your fault. Because really, it was all his fault. He got drunk. That's his fault. He got in an accident. Probably his fault. Well, he was drunk. You don't make great decisions when you're drunk. And a lot of people were in jail for their lives because they made a stupid mistake of getting in a fight. The person died, or road rage, and just pushing someone over can kill them because they could fall and hit their temple and die. And now from a stupid argument over spilled beer or someone looking at your girl, you're in jail for the rest of your life, or for texting while driving, and you kill someone. Couldn't that text wait? Everyone's in such a hurry to do everything. I don't know. I'm just trying to do the best I can. Spend a little of my time, give advice, and hopefully some fantastic stories that you'll learn from. I got a lot of fantastic stories. I got yachting stories. I got pilot stories because I'm a captain and a pilot. I got traveling stories up to Yin Yang. Hitchhiked around the world at 17. Now I'm traveling at 71. I'm dyslexic now. That's kind of funny because I'm about to turn 71. And when I first started traveling, I was 17. And so I reversed the numbers. I think like a teenager still, I think. Oh, I got the energy anyway. I think maybe like a 26-year-old. Because at 17, I couldn't tell anyone I was 17, hitchhiking around the world, doing the things I was doing. So I told everyone I was 26 and a college graduate. It's a lie. I don't like lying, but it was a fib. I call it a fib because it didn't hurt anybody. I guess lying that hurts people is a bad thing, but lying that helps people might be a good thing. When you tell someone that's really ugly that they're beautiful, that's a lie, but it's a nice thing to do, right? They know you're lying, but they appreciate it. I tell everyone they're beautiful because everyone is beautiful, and you are beautiful. And if you've been watching it this series or this episode this long, you are fantastic, and I want you to be fantastic. I want the world to be fantastic. I want the world to survive the insanity of humanity. So if you like this episode, please like and share. I really want to invite you to be part of the Befantastic YouTube group, which chronicles my journey around the world. Hopefully very soon I'm going to be doing a lot more traveling. We'll see. Right now, everyone comes to Antigua, so I meet people from all over the world when I go out into Central Park and around. But I've got some fantastic videos on YouTube. I got some funny videos on YouTube. I got some silly videos on YouTube. I got cooking shows on YouTube. So my YouTube is pretty cool. And my Instagram is going to be cooler because it'll be short form content, not like this long dissertation on talking to myself or this inanimate object. I got to try to figure out, because I don't get a lot of feedback from my the people that are listening to this. And at the first 2 years doing my YouTube, I didn't know there was a comment section. But I did. So I always knew there was a thumbs up and a thumbs down, and I'd always get thumbs up because it's it's positive advice. And I met this one celebrity, and he said that he was happy to meet Dr. Fantastic, and that the Befantastic philosophy is going to help you and could change the world. He said that in like 16 seconds. It was so beautiful. So I posted it on my video, and you might have seen it. And I get thumbs up, thumbs up. And then one day I got a thumbs down on it. And I said, what person would put a thumbs down? Well, it turns out that people don't believe that what I'm doing is free. They think it's a scam. I don't ask for money, but it's a scam, I guess, because I'm scamming people to be kind. They think there's an ulterior motive, or there's a scheme behind it, because nobody respects free, because there's no inherent value to it, because you didn't pay any money for it. I was at an event here, a really nice event at Santo Domingo, one of the top resorts here, and they were handing out Monte Cristo beer, which I kind of like. It's got my name Monte in it, but it's a good beer. I was given a speech to about 10 people at a table. And I said, look around. These beers are half drunk. Because people leave them half drunk. You know why? Because they're free. If people had to pay for that beer, they would have drunk the whole beer. Is it drank the whole beer? So free doesn't go over. And people take advantage of kind people. It's just a sick world, and I'm doing what I can, and I appreciate the people that are agreed to try. It's called trying to be kind to yourself, trying to be kind to others. Not so easy at times. Trying to be kind to Mother Earth. I mean, what do you do with a cigarette butt? I don't smoke, but I mean, there's 4.7 trillion cigarette butts that get thrown on the ground every year. Trillion. And they kill fish, and they start forest fires, and they kill people who are smokers and maybe drinkers that fall asleep in their bed and burn to death. Happens all the time. So a cigarette kills. Well, they say it kills from lung cancer, but then I heard that it's a DNA thing, lung cancer. You can get lung cancer without even smoking. Maybe that's secondhand smoke. I don't know. Anyway, I don't like to talk negativity, and it sneaks in every once in a while when I do. Actually, I could talk negativity on this program. I don't talk negativity on Befantastic YouTube. That's the rule. And so I think this is going to wrap it up. Now you're going to, after this, after I put this on end, if I can find the button, you're going to see one of my cooking episodes. I got hundreds on Befantastic YouTube. I actually have them categorized on I think it's Befantastic.Today. If you just like my cooking shows, you can just watch them. If you just like my interviews, you can just watch them. If you just like my travel logs, you can just watch them. Or my UFO interviews, watch them. And so I try to categorize this. How are you going to sift through 2,100 plus videos and you don't have the time to watch one? So it's a lot of content. And it's good for me because, without having a memory, because I have no past, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I only have this moment here. I can go back and see some of the things I did, some of the places I went, some of the people I met. And that's kind of fun for me. So maybe it's just for me. But anyway, like I said, if you could just help one person, if only one person watched this and got something from it and enjoyed it, that's all that really mattered. That's all that really matters. So enjoy the cooking episode. I'm not sure which one they're gonna pull out. I actually asked them to find one. Makes my life easier. And they've been doing that, and they're fantastic. Jake and Max, who run the Arete broadcast network or podcast network, whatever you call it. Whatever you're doing that's making you happy, keep doing it. Spread happiness, be happy. It's up to you. You can do it. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, love yourself unconditionally. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you on Instagram. Befantastic.Today. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
I'm looking for a girl named Dana. Does she still work here?
I don't know any Dana.
I'm your father.
CPS took my daughter. Got into some really big trouble.
What kind of trouble?
No.
The body of Dana Delgado was discovered this morning.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Dana, Peter, and Antonio worked for a corporation called SIC.
We have to get out. Tell me. Antonio sold us out.
I know things.
What kind of things?
If you were doing your job, detective, and find the killer.
People you're after, they own this city. In a city where corruption often lurks in the shadows, most killers walk free.
Get ready for another exciting episode of Dr. Fantastic Cooks Ribeye. You're going to love it. Welcome to another episode of Dr. Fantastic Cooks. It's Sunday, the 19th of September, and I've been inspired to make another cooking show for two reasons. One is a lot of my fans have been asking for me to do it, and two is I was over at the 5-star hotel Continental, and they bought me dinner there. I'm their new brand ambassador, which is fantastic, and they had a layout of food that you couldn't believe. And so I'm going to show you some pictures of that after this episode, so stay tuned for that. But as you know, I highly encourage you to get in the kitchen and get naked in the kitchen if you like. That's even more fun, but because of splattering oils, you might want to wear a vest. I'm not naked, as you can see, but I highly encourage getting naked in the kitchen. First ingredient, always, is to have a cocktail when you're cooking, a beer, and today I'm spoiling myself. The reason I'm spoiling myself is that's the number one commitment to being a fantastic person, is to be kind to yourself. Well, what does that mean, being kind to yourself? Spoil yourself now and again. I bought ribeye steak, so today's episode is French fries, ribeye steak, salad, and some soup. You must be kind to yourself, and that's spoiling yourself now and again. And I spoil myself with food because I love food. I love cooking. Though the other reason I'm spoiling myself, or how I am, is I'm getting sugar. I bought some sugar-free Red Bull for the first time ever in Egypt. I've had it in a couple bars. Always use your fingers, because your fingers are delicious. You know, in India, in Egypt, they eat with their fingers. So I can't imagine stirring a drink with your fingers. This is something better. So here's to getting in the kitchen and cooking, clothed or unclothed. Oh, that is delicious. So, spoil yourself. Be kind to yourself. Number one commitment. So, as you know, the food has to all come out at the same time. So, I've chopped up some tomatoes, some cucumber, and some onion, red onion. I've thrown in some grapes. You always have to throw a little fruit in. And the healthiest dressing in the world is the juice of the lime. These little limes they sell here. It's a little lime. And a little balsamic vinegar. Okay, so what I do now is just a little bit, and I put it in the fridge so it stays nice and cool, because I like a nice cool salad with dinner. Now, of course, fries. I lay out a portion of fries, and I'll fry that in a little bit of oil, and it takes longer than the steak. People overcook food. You shouldn't overcook vegetables, and you shouldn't overcook meat, and you shouldn't overcook fish. But people do, and
I'm trying to teach everyone not to. Because you eat sushi, that's raw fish. So why would you overcook your fish? Now, today's important lesson is I bought a ribeye. And believe it or not, this beautiful ribeye is $3. And there's a beautiful ribeye, and my friend who runs the place, somebody hard to remember everyone's name. He saw the meat I was buying, and he agreed with me. Ribeye needs some fat, so they threw in some fat. And what I'll do is I'll cut off some of the fat. I'll trim it off into some pieces, and then I'll fry that. And I'll show you in a minute. I'll have a skillet, get some oil down there. Then I like about 2 minutes on each side, and then you take the Rislings and you put it on top, and you've got a savory, delicious ribeye. Now, at the same time, the fries will be nearly done. So then everything comes out right. The fries are done, the steak is done, and the salad is delicious. I did buy some soup, because I didn't know what I was going to have tonight at the local place. This is the local soup they have here. It's like it's got like a little pasta in it. It's a beef soup, but this portion here costs 10 pounds. That's about 75 cents. And everybody eats this every night. When you go to most restaurants, you order a mix. It'll be chicken, it'll be rice, it'll be that soup, some salad, some breads, and some hummus. Fantastic. So that's about it. In the kitchen, again, spoil yourself. Well, I'll probably throw in a little avocado. Found avocados here now. You can't go wrong with a little avocado in your salad. So here's to cooking with your family. Family that cooks together stays together. It's so refreshing, so delicious. Love it. Have a fantastic day, and I'll show you some pictures, and I'll show you how I do the steak. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the show. As you can see, I've got 2 burners going here. If you've been following the show for any length of time, you've seen me cook in campsites, you've seen me cook in ranches and CBD farms and hostels and very strange environments. But you got to deal with what you have. So, on this particular location, I only have 2 of the 4 burners working. The burner here is adjustable, and it's usually very, very high. This burner here is very, very low. So basically, you've got to kind of juggle between the 2. So it's a challenge. It's like a MacGyver deal. So as you can see, I've got some fat burning here, and I'm going to try to time it to where the fries are done at the same time the steak is. I did mince some garlic. So, and you see I put some garlic on that as well. Garlic cooks very quickly and it burns very quickly, so you got to be careful. So this is a very, very, very low heat right here, which is kind of amazing. That it's cooking like it is, it's sizzling like it is, So this is just going to give it a lot of flavor. And again, you don't want to overcook meat, you don't want to overcook fish, you don't want to overcook vegetables, you don't want to overcook anything. Undercook is my secret. I did add avocado to the salad. It's in the refrigerator, so that's the timing for that is perfect because you just take it out when you're ready. The French fries, are cooking nicely. And then just a little bit of oil. You want to put the French fries on a paper towel after they're cooked. And again, I'm just going to, let's see, it's already been like 30 seconds. Okay, there you go. That's just so it doesn't burn. This is extremely low heat, which I'm surprised that it's cooking that nicely on such a low heat. Look at that heat. It's very, very low. I think the better cut of beef is the lower, the slower you cook it, or the rarer you cook it. I like steak tartare as I cooked the other night, That's almost done there. Yeah, that's about done. Whoops, what happened there? Oh, I wanted to mention another reason you want to have a cocktail while cooking is that if you screw up and it doesn't come out well, you don't mind because you got a bit of a buzz. So that's always nice. Let me finish that off at high heat. You know, I always turn off the heat the last minute because you save energy. And saving energy is the third commitment to being a fantastic person. Saving energy. So you're going to take these, you're going to put them on a paper towel. Again, that cocktail really helps out with cooking. Reuse the oil. It's like third commitment to. This oil's got a little pepper in it because I put pepper on the fries first. That's nice and rare. Then you've got a meal. Thanks for watching, everybody. And there you have it. A delicious salad, nice steak, and some French fries, and soup on the side. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I only seasoned the steak with salt and pepper and a little garlic rub, fresh garlic. So here's a couple snapshots of the Continental Plaza Beach Resort. Fantastic food, 5-star hotel. I am their new brand ambassador. The all-inclusive deal that you get in these hotels, and especially the Continental, is all you could eat, all you could drink. It is really fantastic. You're going to enjoy staying there. They have the beach. They have 5 pools. They've got the. They even decorate the drinks very nicely. They are fantastic.
Well, that is the show for the week. I hope you enjoyed my monologue. Long monologue. I'm not sure how long it was. And I hope you enjoyed my cooking episode. And I hope you're enjoying your life. And I hope you're going to be happy. That's the goal. That's the goal in life, to be happy. So whatever you're doing that's making you happy, keep doing it. If watching this series is making you happy, keep watching. Let me know what you feel. Advice, love advice. Give me a subject. I love talking on different subjects. Hopefully you're going to tune into Befantastic.Today on Instagram. That's a new thing. I got lots of posts there, but most of them are just my quotes I've been putting out for the last couple of years, from fantastic people saying fantastic things, and my quotes as well, because I'm a philosopher. So enjoy that Instagram, and of course, Be Fantastic Facebook. I'm on TikTok and X and Telegram and WhatsApp and you name it, just to try to save the planet from the insanity of humanity. Hope to hear from you, and I hope you join the Be Fantastic Kindness Revolution. And you can join at +502-5531-8892, or you can join at worldkindnesslist.com. It takes about 20 seconds to join. Just your first name, because I believe everyone should go by first name. If you're a student or have a profession, your city and your country. I don't need your contact information. I just want you to be kind. Be happy. Okay? So join the Kindness Revolution. We have a chance of helping people. We can't save them all, unfortunately. I hate to say can't, because if you say you can or you say you can't, you're right. But we can do our best, and that's all we can expect to do. If everybody just enlists one person to follow 3 commitments, and that person enlists one person, and that person enlists one person, well, the world will be a better place. See you next week. Thanks for watching, and please be happy.
I met Dr. Fantastic along life's way, and I heard him say, you gotta say, I am fantastic, la la la, I am fantastic. You can feel it if you say it in any game. You gotta fantastic. Just listen to the doctor. He's a rocker. He walks around all day. He ain't plastic. He's not sarcastic. He says, I am fantastic.